I was pulling in hundreds of dollars a day, like just in little $10 increments as people would watch this video. And I ended up making I beat my yearly salary with that one video.
Hi, Martin Bödecker here, and in this video you are in for a really special treat. I interviewed Spencer Mecham, someone who's built his YouTube channel to over 115,000 subscribers to this day. This interview was recorded for my Pareto Summit, and Spencer basically gives away his complete YouTube strategy on how to build an affiliate marketing business with the help of YouTube. He leaves nothing out. He shares all the details, all the checklists, everything. So make sure you watch the complete video, and I hope you like this video as much as I do. So let's jump right into the video. Spencer has mastered affiliate marketing in the last 2 years, and he went from 0 to 1 million in commissions by promoting a single product, which was ClickFunnels. And he was able to quit his day job through this. And now he's branched out into more products, promoting more products, created his own core product. And today we will talk about how to create the system that fuels all of this. You're really great with passive income and creating passive income. And you just told me you will move soon, and you have 3 months of content batched out and created in advance to make all of this work. Let's talk about this, and welcome here again on the summit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is going to be the first test of whether it really is passive or not. 3 months without access to anything. We'll see how it goes.
Awesome. How did you get started with affiliate marketing? You mentioned that I found that you had a day job, and then how did you get started in this whole industry?
Yeah, so my day job that I was working when I found out about this was I worked at a digital marketing agency. We did SEO for like enterprise level clients. And a coworker, actually, we talked a lot about different things, different SEO things. And one day he showed me a website that he was running, and the website was bringing in 5 figures every month. It was just a little affiliate review site. It reviewed vacuum cleaners for people, like help people make a buying decision on the best vacuum cleaner. So a really boring niche, and it was a pretty boring, ugly website. And when he showed it to me and showed me how much money he was bringing into this website, it clicked a lot of things in my head. Like, wow, I'm trying all these. I've been trying other things, but none of them seem to have the same potential as that, especially as a side hustle, and especially like the ability to scale and turn it to passive. So that's when I heard about it. Like within like days, I was like, I'm going to do this. I went and built my first website, learned to build my first website, built my first website, spent months and months trying to rank this website in the finance niche. So in stock market trainings and things like that. Pretty much failed at it for the first year, like just pumped tons and tons of time into this website. And in the end, that website probably peaked at about $20 a month. So not a lot of results. But then you learn and you grow, and you learn and you grow. You find new programs, you find new methods. And eventually I fell into YouTube and started trying YouTube stuff, and that was like when I saw my first major success as an affiliate marketer was with a YouTube video that kind of exploded. And it didn't go viral, but it ranked first for a really powerful keyword. And that video made me a ton of money. And that's when it started to click. And I started to see more than one success. And it was great. It was the best feeling ever.
When you created the YouTube video, did you already change the niche, like from finance to something else?
Sort of. So I was in the finance niche, and I was teaching stock market. And then most people watching might remember in 2017, that was when Bitcoin exploded. No one knew about it. And then within like 6 months, everyone knew about it. Everyone had $100 of the Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin went from like 2,000 to 20,000 in 6 months. And so somewhere right at the beginning of that, I was like, I'm going to make a video about Bitcoin. Like it's related to the stock market. The people that want to know stocks probably want to know this too. So I went and made just a little video about Bitcoin, and I referred people to Coinbase, which is a software that basically holds onto your Bitcoin for you. And they give you $10 for every sign up. And I ranked when that huge explosion happened for people looking to buy Bitcoin. I was the first ranking video for how to buy Bitcoin. So I got 300,000 or 400,000 views of hot traffic trying to figure out how to buy Bitcoin. And so I was pulling in hundreds of dollars a day, like just in little $10 increments as people would watch this video. And then it was really cool because at the same time, the price of Bitcoin was skyrocketing. Those $10 were like $20 next week. And I ended up making I beat my yearly salary with that one video. And And it was within a few months after that that
that was basically a lucky punch, if you call it, or did you already have like systems in place? Because that's the theme of this interview. So when did you
lucky
decide
punch.
to have you need systems in place and maybe to have other products and promote another?
So I decided I needed systems in place after I got that one lucky punch, and I was like, this is easy. And then I put out 10, 20 more videos, and crickets, no views, and nothing happened. And I was like, oh, okay, it's not quite as easy as you thought. And that's when it was dawned on me, okay, you've got to get better at this. And so I started to slowly systemize my processes so that I could make higher quality videos. I could figure out what I'd done on certain videos to rank them, and also put out way more content than I was currently putting out. And that's what this process that I use now does a lot better, is it gives me the ability to really do a small amount of work and get a lot of content out on the internet, which is really the key to affiliate marketing. Is the more content you can create, the more good things are going to happen.
So for somebody who's just starting out and he wants to create like his own content machine, I think that's a great term, or like that's a term that we can use to create this content machine. What would you advise them? Like how much time do they need? What kind of software or resources do they need? What do they need if they are just starting out and creating this machine? What's the first step that they should?
It would want to be to learn the machine, but it would be to build a checklist out. So you'll have to spend a couple weeks just figuring it out, seeing what other people are doing, interviews like this, YouTube videos, and then creating out a checklist of what your machine looks like. And what I mean by that is, how do I find content ideas? Once I have those ideas, how do I create, that content? And then how do I take the content that I create and maximize it so that each piece of content gets the most amount of views and results across multiple platforms with the least amount of time from me going into it. And so you're going to start with figuring out the content, and then the middle piece is, how do I create this content? And then the last piece is, how do I dispel this content across lots of social platforms to be able to get a ton of eyeballs on it? Because once you get eyeballs on your content, that's when money comes.
For sure. So what's the most important thing like to start with? Is it better to just start and be consistent with it, and maybe sacrifice a little part on the quality and just improve over time, or plan for some kind of a big launch and do it like this and then consistently post it, like for doing filming for 3 months and then go on and distribute this over time?
I would just start literally right now. So that YouTube video, funny, that's probably my highest grossing YouTube video to date, that one I told you about. And I didn't even have a webcam then. I sat down on my computer, I shared my screen, and I bought some Bitcoin, and I recorded myself buying some Bitcoin. And then I said, there's a link in the description. And I didn't even think through the whole, it really wasn't that great of a piece of content. But that's not what a lot of people on YouTube especially, and a lot of people searching the internet in general, are looking for. They don't care how high quality your video camera is. They don't care how high quality your audio is. They've got a question, and they care about who can answer their question the fastest and the most clear. And so I would start as soon as humanly possible putting out content, and you'll figure out the rest of the stuff as you go. Like, I'm still not at the point where I feel like, oh, visually my content is amazing, my audio is amazing. Still have a pretty cheap mic, the Yeti mic here. So definitely do the keyword research so you know what content you need to put out there. And that's called keyword research. It takes a little bit of time. But once you've got the content idea, just start putting out content. Like, your first 2 or 3 videos are going to be terrible. They're absolutely going to be terrible unless you've done video before, and you'll get a little better. Your editing will get a little better. Your speaking on camera will get a little better, and everything will just slowly improve. But if you try to batch it all right in the beginning, you're just going to batch everything at your current level of crappy video. So you want to just slowly get better as you go.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I think like for the people who watch all the videos during the summit, they will see like a huge progression, like from one video, like the first one, they will probably be able to recognize the first one and the second one. And after that, it gets continuously better. And even by just doing this, I think that's really great advice. And I think one question, if you're getting started and watching this, is what kind of information would you want to watch? Like, how can you solve a problem for a potential customer that buys your affiliate product or whatever it is that you want to sell, and really make it focus on helping the other person? And one other question that I learned is, are you trying to make it perfect for you or for the people who are watching this? Really create content with the people who's watching this and try to focus on solving their problems first. And I think then that's a great way to get started.
Yeah, no, you're totally right on with that last one. I spent so much time. There was a point in the middle where I was, oh, I hate my videos. I hate my video camera. I'm not clear and crisp like everyone else. I don't have that nice blurry background like everyone else. And I spent all this time trying to improve the quality of my videos. But if you go back and look at my first 20 videos, I've got hundreds of comments saying, oh, that was so helpful. That was awesome. You solved the question I had. And they didn't care. They don't care that my video camera wasn't a $500 camera. Like, they cared that they had a question and I solved it as fast as I could and give them a good solution.
So how did you come across ClickFunnels and focus really on one product?
So I ended up quitting my SEO job and took another job, just an in-house marketing job at a company. And my first week there, they came out and they were like, hey, we have this consultant. The consultant says that we need to use ClickFunnels. And I'd never heard of ClickFunnels before. And I was like, okay. And they were like, you're the marketing guy, so figure out how to use ClickFunnels. I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. So I got in, and that was right in the middle of me trying my affiliate marketing website that was failing and stuff. So I signed up for ClickFunnels and I started learning it. And I'm like, this is cool. I love this software. This is awesome. And then I'm on ClickFunnels list. So they start telling me oh, we've got an affiliate program. Do you want to be an affiliate? And I was like, oh, wow, I do want to be an affiliate. Right in there, they did a product launch for Russell's big book called Expert Secrets. And once I saw them launching, and they were like, hey, we're selling this $7 book and we're going to give all of our affiliates $20 for each book they sell. So I don't know if you were around when they did that, but every once in a while you'll see crazy things like that come on. It's oh, who couldn't sell a book for $7 if they're going to get a $20 commission for selling the book? It was the easiest thing in the world. I was handing out $10 bills, people hey, anybody want to buy this book? I'll give you $10 and you buy it for $7 and you get a free book plus a few bucks. Oh, hey, I'll buy you lunch if you buy this book. So I was just doing some really neighborly affiliate marketing, talking to people I know, talking to people at work, talking to people at school, just doing stuff like that. And then I also started to do some stuff on YouTube for that. Anyway, long story short, I did really well on that launch, and that was my launch into the ClickFunnels world. And this is an awesome program. They do awesome launches and things like that you can participate in and see some really big success. And that's right there is about where I steered away from my website that I was doing and started moving more towards funnels and more those products related to that niche.
Yeah, I really wanted to point out one thing that you mentioned for our audience, that you started also to talk about this product or this book to other people that you knew in your personal network. So you were convinced that this product is really helpful, and you started out with that, and not only with your YouTube channel. So you got immediate feedback from the people you talked to, and I think this is something for, especially if you're watching this and you're starting out, to keep in mind that you did not have all the system in place when you started this. I think, and then when you got some traction and you got positive feedback, then you started to create your systems, right?
Yes. Exactly.
So how long did it take you to put up a YouTube video, and then what did you do with the video, and have you already distributed it to Pinterest back then, or did you just had the video and tried to rank that?
No, in the beginning it was shooting in the dark. I just put out a video. I didn't have a system for when I put the videos out. I didn't have a system for what kind of videos I did. I was just putting them out. And so Pinterest and blogging and all that stuff got added down the road. Are you talking specifically about Expert Secrets or just my channel in general?
Your channel and the whole approach that you take, because I think there's so much that we can learn from that, the steps that you took, because if you're starting out, you do not have all the systems in place. And I just want to show people who are watching this that it takes time to develop this system and to create the checklist and then to hire and everything that we talk about in the second part of this interview. So how long did it take you to like from just starting out and doing something in the blank, and when did you know that you had to create systems, and what was the first big leverage that you noticed that you once you had them in place?
Yeah, my first video, I went and created a new channel. Once I decided that I wanted to be in the ClickFunnels entrepreneur space, I went and created a new YouTube channel. I can't guarantee this, but I'm pretty sure my first video or two went up the first week. And that's one of the things that I do. That's one of my superpowers. I've got my weaknesses, but I'm definitely a go do it right now. Whether it sucks or not, just go do it. It was probably just a few videos in, 4 or 5 videos in, where I was like, okay, when I started to create a checklist, and it's just a little checklist with the knowledge that I had at the time, 5 or 6 steps. Okay, make the video, go through and watch it and add a few edits, go do a description in YouTube and add some tags and make an end screen and then post it. That was my little checklist to start. And then keep pumping out videos and while I'm pumping out videos, I'm watching other YouTubers' videos and I'm buying little courses and things like that and learning. And as I learn, I just add to my checklist. Oh, I should be doing this with each video. So that now my checklist has 7 steps and I'm remembering to do this. And then at this point, my checklist is 30 or 40 different steps of things that I've learned and things that I want to check for. And it just grows as you grow and as you learn different things, your checklist grows and your videos, each check mark makes your video just a little bit better. Your watch time gets up a little bit more. You got a little bit better chance of ranking in YouTube and things like that. Grow your checklist as your knowledge grows.
Yeah, I just want to show this. I have a checklist here as well for doing this kind of interviews, and it's so helpful. And I just started out as a simple Word document or Google Docs document, and then I added some things, and there are already a lot of checklists out there, so you can model what already works for other people. And if it's working for them, then you can do it yourself. There's no magic. There's a learning curve, but usually once you pass the first 10 or 15 videos, I think you have a pretty solid system in place. And then at this point in time, you can already start outsourcing or hire an expert to have a look at your system and see if there's any tweaks that can give you high leverage points. Did you figure out everything yourself, or have you had, like, where did you get your knowledge from?
That's a mix. I still think the best pieces of knowledge are things that I've just figured out as I try things. But I've probably bought 5 courses on YouTube and watched 100% of all of them just from different people in different spaces. You'll find that everyone has their own insights. Everyone has their own things that they've figured out on their own that they're able to teach. And the more that you can combine everybody's insights, the more you can create what works perfectly for you. And then I joined like a 6-week program where I met with a YouTube expert every week for 6 weeks. We audited my channel. We went through a bunch of videos and figured out where I was having issues and things like that, where I was losing a lot of my viewers. And so both I did. I bought training courses, and then I also paid to have a mentor work with me and iron out the kinks. What you talked about, iron out my checklist and things like that.
Awesome. So I think in the second part of this interview or this masterclass, we will talk about the step-by-step process for somebody who's new to this to create their own system. So any final advice for the people who do not upgrade to the VIP pass, like how should they start in creating system and why are they so important?
So the first thing they should do is just start. You'll never be able to figure out your system until you just start doing it. So just start. And then second thing I would say, if you're going free, you don't have money, that's totally fine. That's where everyone started. Spend 3 hours on YouTube and go watch what the experts are doing. So like Google like YouTube checklist, how to grow a YouTube channel, things like that. Spend 3 hours. And at the end of that 3 hours, you'll have a system that you can start with. And it might not be perfect. It might not be my system, but you'll have your system. It's only 3 hours.
One last question, like for the people who are just starting a new YouTube channel, well, like what do you think, like how much will it take them to gain some traction and getting some views and getting the name out?
So I've seen people take years to get traction, and I've seen people get it in 30 to 60 days. A lot of that depends on whether you're willing to invest either time or money in learning. So like I talked about, you can learn a massive amount just for free on YouTube. It might be a little scattered and things like that. You might learn the same thing 12 different times through 12 different videos, but you can learn for free on YouTube, or you can cut a lot of that time out and purchase a course. So I would say you can do it in 60 days if you take the time or the money to learn and cut that learning curve. The people that are just like, I'm just going to do this on my own. Like, I'm smart, I can figure out YouTube, and they just start going. Those are the people that spend a year learning those lessons.
Yeah. Hi, Martin here again. When I created the Pareto Summit a while ago, I created 2-part interviews. The first giving a general introduction into the strategy, and the second part, the experts revealed the step-by-step process of how to succeed with a certain online marketing strategy. So before you jump into the second part of the interview, I really want to invite you to check out my free software that I'm giving away as a result of everything that I've learned of the Pareto Summit. This software helps you to implement what I call a free traffic cache machine. It's 100% free. All you need to do is to click the button below this video in the comments. And other than that, I'm really looking forward to seeing you and hope you enjoyed the second part of this interview with Spencer Mecham. Hello, Spencer. Please tell us about the first step, which is keyword research.
Yeah. So this is where I see like most of the new people fall apart is the research phase. So they're like, I'm just going to go pump out videos. And it looks like that's what all the other YouTubers are doing, or bloggers. They're just pumping out stuff. So keyword research is where you're just figuring out what are the problems that people in your niche are looking for. Like, what problems are they turning to the internet to, or what other content are other YouTubers and bloggers creating that they're absolutely loving, right? That people in my niche are just loving. So there's two steps. The first one is the keyword research, and you can use, there's literally hundreds of tools. I use one called Ahrefs. There's free ones called Ubersuggest. Google Keyword Planner is another free one. So Ahrefs is obviously better because it costs money, but you can do this for free. So you'll go and you'll just start typing in words that are related to your niche, right? So if I'm in the entrepreneur sales funnel space, I can type in ClickFunnels. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a huge list of potential content ideas. It'll say, hey, 300 people search every single month for, how does ClickFunnels work? So there's a piece of content that you can create, right? And then 5,000 people search every month for what is ClickFunnels. They don't know what it is, right? So there's a piece of content you can create, and you're able to help people with your content while simultaneously, getting affiliate signups for ClickFunnels. And the same thing works for all kinds of platforms, right? So I promote an email marketing software. I said, hey, I want to promote email marketing software. So I go into these keyword tools and type in email marketing, and I get hundreds of best software for email marketing, how to get started with email marketing, things like that people are typing in. And now I can create content around that I know people are interested in and will get traction. And simultaneously, I can easily promote my affiliate links within that content multiple times. So keyword research. And then the second half of it is you're going to go look at your competitors, and YouTube's the easiest place to do this. You go find a bunch of channels that are doing what you want to do. And I'm pretty sure everything that anybody's ever wanted to do, someone's doing it on YouTube right now. You're going to go to their channel page and you're going to sort it. And you're going to sort it according to most viewed content. And now that's YouTube telling you, hey, in this particular space, this is what people are interested in. And now you've got a bunch of content ideas for 1.5 million people watch this video. It's clearly a hot topic that people want to know and want to understand more about. How can I make them a better video or something similar to this to provide to my audience?
Yeah, makes so much sense. And yeah, once you've finished your keyword research, you see what's working and you try to model what's working with whatever system you have in place. Maybe it's just like recording your screen and showing how some features in the software work or something like that. So how do you approach the filming process?
Yeah, just what you talked about. So I'll always watch three other people's video. So once I decide on what my content's going to be about, how to get started with email marketing, for example, then I'll go type that into YouTube and watch the top 3 videos. And the reason for that is clearly this is what YouTube likes. I'll look at the length of those videos and look at the things they talk about, because for some reason, YouTube is liking this video. Most likely the reason YouTube's liking that video is because people are liking that video. They're commenting and liking it, and they're watching 90% of it. So that's why YouTube likes it, because people like it. So I'll go watch those, and then I'll do the same thing. We're talking about checklists here, right? I'll build an outline for every single video. And I'll do this in batches. I'll take 10 video ideas. I'll go watch 30 videos, and then I'll build 10 outlines for each of these videos. And the outline will basically talk about, well, this is what you're talking about. This is what's showing up on the screen. So it could be just me, like what we're doing now, or it could be like, we're going to screen share because that makes more sense here. As far as tools go, I use it's a $29 webcam from Amazon. This is what I'm using right now. Nothing special. I use a tool called ScreenFlow to do my screen records, and that's maybe $59, $69 one-time fee. And it captures my screen, it captures the video, it captures the audio on this Yeti mic, it puts it all together for me. And then it's very little work for me in the end to go through each video and just snip out some mistakes or anything like that and click upload. It can upload straight to YouTube. Very easy process.
Yeah, sounds really easy. And you found a system that works for you with your web camera. And still, even though you made $1 million in commissions, like just from ClickFunnels alone, you're still having this setup. Why haven't you choose to upgrade this already?
So I have upgraded it a little bit. So some have bought like a nice DSLR camera, and some videos I'll do on that. But the main reason is it's really simple. A webcam combined with Blue Yeti with that ScreenFlow software, I can do screen shares in 10 minutes, and I can get out a YouTube video, and I can make it a lot faster. And so that's a lot of new entrepreneurs get stuck up on the quality of their content, right? And then they produce just tiny amounts of content, and they're giving themselves very little chance at seeing explosive growth because they're just not producing enough content. And And I understand that, yeah, quality is important, but not like video quality, right? That's not what's important for somebody looking for how to get started with email marketing. It's just video quality is not what they're looking for. It gives me the ability to make 10 videos in a day very easily.
Awesome. And then like, how do you approach like this process? Like in the pre-chat, you offered to show us like one of your checklists for your video. So maybe you can share your screen now.
Yes, let's share. Okay, you see it right here in Asana?
Yep.
Okay, so I use Asana for my like task management, and Asana is really cool because it allows you to create all these checklists. So what you're seeing now is a task view. I can give these tasks. Each task is a video. So you can see these are like titles of videos that are going to be coming out on my channel over the next 3 months. And each task follows a video template. You can see that. All I do is when I add a new video, I go into my video template, I click this, and I create a duplicate task. So I duplicate it, and then now I've got a template, and I change the name of it to how to make $100 a day with affiliate marketing. And now it's already built out. It's got a template. And if you look in there, it's going to give me all these subtasks right here. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
So now it's got this video is already created. It took about 30 seconds. And I can just go through and check off things as I go. Okay, I've edited the video. And inside of this, I can even click in one step deeper and see little things that I want to look for. Oh, don't forget to look for this and this while you're editing. Don't look for email addresses. Look for this. Create a thumbnail, upload, add tags, add description, add to playlists, add thumbnail to video, add cards, add links to description. And then I watch the whole video again to make sure I didn't do anything dumb in there, because usually you find you did. Schedule it out. And then this is more for my VA, the rest of this stuff. But then there's a lot of things like this for SEO that come in at the end. Okay. But that's all I do for every single video. I duplicate the task. I've now got a video ready to go. I upload it. And for me, the VA takes care of the checklist. For someone that doesn't have a VA, the same thing. A checklist is important for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you started out, you did this yourself before you hired a VA, right?
All done myself. Yeah. And I created the system before I hired a VA, because then once you do hire a VA, it's so much easier, right, than hiring them. Here, I'll hop in here. It's so much easier than hiring your VA and saying, okay, so we do this, and you're going to edit the videos, and you're going to do this and this. On the VA puts out a video, and you're like, I hate that. What are you thinking? And it's just because you didn't give them step-by-step process, and they have to figure out what you're thinking all the time. So if you've got the checklist in place for yourself, then once you actually hire someone, it's so easy. I hired her and I was like, hey, here's the checklist. Let me know if you have any questions. And boom, she's off to the races. So create it as soon as you can and then adjust it as you go.
Any tips where to find a good VA?
Yeah. So there's a cheap place and there's an expensive place. Onlinejobs.ph is where I got mine, and it's very cheap. You can get people for $5 an hour, or even $3 an hour. And you're just going to have to do a little more work. So they're not vetted. They don't have to do anything except for say, hey, I want this job on that website. And so you'll have to vet them. You'll have to do a lot more research and interviews and stuff to make sure you've got the right fit. The other side is Upwork.com. If you've got a little more money, you're going to pay probably upwards of $10 an hour, probably closer to $20 an hour. But you're going to be able to look at that person's reviews, their work history, how other clients have liked different aspects of their work. So it's going to be a much easier process. You're more guaranteed to find a good quality employee right off the bat, but you're going to pay them $10 to $20 an hour instead of $5 an hour. So I would say put in the time up front, find a good quality one on onlinejobs.ph, because they're out there. It just takes a little more time to find them. And then you're not spending $20 an hour for the next 10 years. You're only spending $5.
So how much content are you able to produce right now? Like how long does this, or let me state the question different. Like how long did this take you when you got started, and how long does it take you now?
So when I got started, I was probably doing a video every 2 or 3 weeks, because I'd film it one night and then I'd go edit it when I got time, and just kind of a long process for each piece of video. And that's just for my YouTube video. Now I can spend probably a week, the first week of every month, focusing on content. And I can put out probably 12 blog posts a month, 60 Pinterest images, and 12 YouTube videos all in a month. And that's probably 30 to 40 hours of time total going into that.
Wow. And how much do you spend for outsourcing all these parts?
Probably close to $1,500 a month, $1,500 to $2,000. The VA, like the video editor stuff, that's not a ton. The really hard one is finding a writer. Like it's just hard to find a high quality writer for cheap. And so in the beginning, I wrote them all myself. And if you cut out the writer, you can find people to do your Pinterest images for probably $200 to $300 a month. And you can find a video editor for $400 to $500 a month. So total of about $800 a month can get you everything except for your blog post being written.
Yeah, that's still like relatively cheap, and especially considering like how much money you were able to generate through all of this. And I think even if you're having a really well-paid 9-to-5 job still, you can at least do some of this parts. Like you can still create these videos yourself and then find somebody to outsource until you get the traction and until you make money from your videos. So I think this is like a super valuable like lesson that we learned here. One last question, and I think like what I really liked about your stuff, that you really focused on just like one software tool. Of course, they had multiple products launching throughout the years, but when is like how much should people focus on just one software? For example, I really like Katra. So if I would try to model what we were talking here, so how long should I stick to just Katra or then expand to other like different niches or like email marketing software or like recommending other softwares?
So I'd say fairly from the very beginning, you want to focus on a little basket of softwares or just products in general. The reason being, like if you're focused all on one product, it can get a little like overbearing as you just keep pushing it to your audience as well. That let's say you spend 6 months just going all in on one product, and then they send an email one day and they're like, hey, we're shutting down our affiliate program, which has happened to me multiple times. Just boom, the program's getting shut down. You're like, are you kidding me? Like I've been putting out videos and content on your product and you would do that. So while it doesn't happen like a ton, it does happen. And so for me, I always recommend doing 3 to 5 products to start and make them related enough that a lot of your content can promote 2 of them, right? So when I'm teaching sales funnels, it's really natural for me to say, hey, you need to capture someone's email address, and then that's got to go in an autoresponder. And now I can easily promote ActiveCampaign in the same sentence there while I'm promoting ClickFunnels. And so if you find like a related group, then a lot of your content will just interchange as you promote 2 or even 3 products in a single video. And so that's how I do it. As long as they're related enough that the same audience will use them and like them, then they're fine to all be promoted simultaneously.
One question that I have, how do you track all of this? What videos are successful? What are the metrics that you track, and how do you track them?
So, and you're tapping into my biggest weakness. We're slowly hammering all this out. Right now, I don't track them, to be honest. And I'm actually building an internal software that will eventually be made available to other people that will help me track all my links and see where's your traffic coming from, where's your sales coming from, and things like that. The one that's available right now that I use is called ClickMagick, or that you should use is called ClickMagick. Do you use ClickMagick? It's $15 a month. And what it does is it gives you the ability to create very unique links for every single affiliate link. It creates an in-between. So you link to ClickMagick, and then ClickMagick forwards to your affiliate link. And then it's able to gather a lot of data and say, okay, this YouTube video is sending 90% of your traffic to this affiliate link. This YouTube video is sending 5%. This YouTube video is sent nobody. And so then you're able to start seeing, okay, this content is where I'm seeing success. Because it's hard as an affiliate, because you can't use Google Analytics, you can't use things like that because you don't get access to a lot of data because it's not your company and your website that you're sending people to. So ClickMagick and the software I'm coming out with give you this in-between where you can get as much data as you can on where your clicks are coming from, because that's essentially what you have control over as an affiliate, and then it sends them on to the affiliate product.
So one other question, like if you're building this system and for recommending other products, do you build your list first or do you send them directly to the product?
It varies. I do both. I absolutely am focused on building my list, but sometimes it just makes more sense to send them to a product. And for example, I'm in a YouTube video and I'm talking and I'm teaching about email marketing, and I'm like, the best software that I use for email marketing is called ActiveCampaign. At that point, it just makes sense for me to say, hey, there's a link right to ActiveCampaign down below, rather than send them to a bridge page. I'm like, hey, you can go down below and put in your email address, and then I'll send you to ActiveCampaign. It doesn't really make sense. It's more user-friendly to just link below. So then the way I capture email address is in that same video, I'll get till the end and I'll say, hey, and if you're interested in learning more about this, I've got some resources on my site, like tutorials and things. Head over there and put in your email address and you'll get access to more training and stuff like that. So I'll do both throughout my content, depending on what I'm talking about.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think we covered a lot here. I learned a lot. Thank you for sharing your screen and giving us an insight how this really looks for you. So any final words of advice?
just start. Like, you just got to start putting out content. And I've learned more from just doing things than I have from buying courses. I've learned a lot from courses, but I would say I've learned more from just going out and starting and doing things and figuring out what works for me.
Okay. And if people want to model what you're doing and find out more about you, then I will put a link to your website below this video.
If you like this video, make sure to check out the other videos that I put on this YouTube channel, and definitely make sure to watch the next video, which goes just in line with the strategy that you've just learned.